Okay, so we're going to call the meeting to order. Okay, I'm going to do roll call. Commissioner Gagnon,
Here?
Commissioner Dennis,
Here.
Commissioner Lee,
Here.
and Commissioner Susie Young is present. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any persons may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. So first thing on the thing is citizen input, and do we have anybody? No. Okay, so the next item on our agenda, we're going to invite City Clerk Allison Bouchard to draw the candidates' names for the city election to be held November 5th per the City Charter, Section 7-4. Come on down.
The mayor's race. Mix them up. Well, mix them up. All right, so
Madam Chair, may I ask?
this will be number one.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm wondering if it might not be appropriate to take the agenda out of order.
It's not?
Because item number 3 relates to item number 2. I think that we should discuss the complaint first to see whether there would be an objection to Steve Camara being on the ballot. Make a decision whether we're going to be forwarding it, acting on it or whatever, because it seems like we're putting the horse in front of the cart here. We're going to be putting people on a ballot, and then we're going to turn around discussing what we just did. So I'd like to make a motion that we take number 3 first, and then item number 2. Discussion?
Yeah, my only comment would be, I think we've received direction from the State Elections Department that we're not going to be able to do anything this evening. That's my understanding.
Yeah, it was,
Well, this is discussion on number 3 already.
yeah.
Was it seconded?
I'm sorry?
I heard a motion made, but I just wondered, was it seconded?
You want to I'll second it, so we'll discuss it now.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
You know?
All right.
So Michelle Tazaneri, who's the Director of Elections up in Boston, basically said because there was no preliminary, that all the candidates move forward. Any objections that would have been made would have been before the August 5th deadline for objections. However, if somebody decides that they're going to object to a person's voter registration, that was by that particular date as well. However, we can still have it, we could still have a hearing before the Election Commission to discuss the evidence.
Yeah, I'd like to discuss that. May I?
Yeah.
Okay. I think to pick up on what Commissioner Dennis has said about receiving direction from the State Elections Division, on behalf of the board, our chairperson, Kelly, contacted the State Elections Division, and we received a written reply from the number 1 person in the state. That was Michelle Tazaneri. She's the director and legal counsel for the Elections Division. And her recommendation was that we coordinate this, we consult with our law department if there is a challenge to a person's residency. I believe that our chairperson did discuss this with the Corporation Counsel. I did. I talked with Corporation Counsel and former Judge Joe Macy, and he brought to my attention something that occurred before I served as a counselor. And he said that there was a city councilor sometime before me by the name of Baker, and Baker had a challenge to his residency. There was evidence that he had residency in 2 different states and an employment in the other state. And this matter was thoroughly adjudicated. Judge Macy, I think, said he was personally involved in that adjudication. And judges talked amongst themselves and said that the nuances between the terminology residence, primary residence, and even domicile are vague enough that courts have been divided on how to rule on it. What he emphasized, though, was past precedent. I think I've mentioned before the board here before that I'm very careful about establishing precedent because then we have to follow it. In union negotiations, there is strong history of relying on past precedent. And we have a past precedent here in the city of Fall River where the Corporation Council already ruled on an issue, I think exactly like this, and said that there was no reason to stop the election of Councilor Baker at that time. And so based on the direction by the State Division of Elections, my personal counseling with the City Corporation Council that we were recommended to go to, and also by a comment just now by Commissioner Dennis and Chairperson Kelly Souza, that I'm going to make a motion that we forward this matter, to the Corporation Council for his response and no further action on our part.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Motion is carried. There's no further discussion tonight on this issue.
Okay, so now we'll go back to 2, City Clerk.
No fish bowls.
No fish bowls tonight, my friend. You have to settle for a box. All right. So we have 1 for mayor, 1 and 2. Position number 1 will be Paul Coogan. Just so you know that it's in here. You can keep these. Position number 2, Jazel F. Perez. To the City Council. Uh, 16 candidates. 1, 2. New ones. 9. And 16. Okay. Stop. So position 1 is Stephen Kamara.
Did every,
Stephen Kamara.
Steve come out?
Okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah, would you speak up, please?
Stephen Kamara.
Okay.
In position number 2, Ricky Tiff. Position 3, Cliff Ponte. Position 4. Is Linda Pereira. Five is Christopher Peckham. Six is Leo Pelletier. Seven is Colin Dias. Eight is Mark Nathaniel Mollicone. Nine is Bradford L. Kilby. Ten is Sean Kadeem. 11 is Michelle Dion. 12 is Trot Lee. 13 is Pam Lullaby LeBeau. 14 is Joseph Camara. 15 is Timothy Cole. And 16 is Matthew Springer. Should have 8 for school committee. 1. And for school committee, position 1 is Kevin Aguiar. 2 is Thomas Corey. 3 is Joshua Hetzler. 4 is Paul B. Hart. 5 is Rebecca Collins. 6 is Mark Costa. 7 is Timothy McCoy. And 8 is Michelle Larrabee.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.